A recent White House tweet on the Iran nuclear talks raising eyebrows with claims from critics that President Obama's taken a shot at Benjamin Netanyahu. Here's the tweet. It includes the drawing of a bomb showing how the nuclear deal would reduce Iran's ability to build a nuclear weapon. There's a scissors there that cuts the fuse as well. It's similar to the bomb sign used by Prime Minister Netanyahu in a speech to the UN 3 years ago. Now, Dan Gillerman is the former Israeli ambassador to the UN and a Fox News contributor, and we wanted to reach out today to Tel Aviv and get your reaction. What did you think when you saw that? What is the message, do you believe?
I think this is a very ominous message. The president has been all over the place trying to explain the deal with Iran, trying to sell the deal with Iran. I think he's been a terrible salesman. And I think by doing this, and by the White House doing this, they're deteriorating the relationship between the United States and its only ally in the region to a very, very low point. And what worries me, Bill, more than anything, is, the president keeps saying Iran will not achieve nuclear weapons under my watch. Well, Mr. President, this is not about your watch. This is about the Iranian clock, which is racing towards a nuclear device. And this is not about your watch. This is about the life of our children and our grandchildren, as well as your grandchildren. So if you don't care what happens in 20 months when you leave the White House, we do. And those words about, this will not happen under my watch, echo very ominously the words of Neville Chamberlain, the Prime Minister of England, who came back from Munich and said there will be peace in our time, and ended up bringing the world its worst war, World War II. And I think that the way that the president is trying to appease Iran is very similar to the appeasement of Hitler, and could have very similar and very ominous consequences.
We've got some news from Iran, too, but why do you think that this relationship has gotten so rotten?
Well, first of all, I believe there isn't much love lost between the president and the prime minister, and I'll be the first to admit that both sides share the blame. I think the prime minister has made some mistakes. I think the president has made mistakes. But their biggest mistake is to realize that politics, foreign policy, world affairs and world security are not about love and are not about romance. They're about doing the right thing and working together to make this world safer. And that's why I'm very disappointed by the petty behavior and the accusations by the White House. I think that both the president and the prime minister should rise above their differences, get together, realize that they're facing one of the world's greatest and most dangerous challenges in the most volatile period we can remember for years, and work together to assure that that terrorist, fundamentalist, extremist regime in Iran will not acquire nuclear weapons, because if they do, this will be a world that neither you, nor I, nor our children, nor Barack Obama or Benjamin Netanyahu want to live in.
Let's hope that's the case. Quickly, the army commander in Iran said this just yesterday, quote, "It's a pity that today the arrogance has plagued the Islamic world through deception in a way that Muslims are fighting each other instead of fighting against the archenemy, namely Israel." And that was picked up on the official Iranian Twitter feed that said Iran's top commander, #Muslims, should fight #Israel, not each other. It appears there will be a deal of some kind. In a word, sir, do you agree with that?
Well, it looks at the moment as if there will be a deal, and it will be a bad deal. And those words are actually very, very true. I mean, when you look at the world, it may be true that not all Muslims are terrorists, but it also is sadly true that nearly all terrorists are Muslims, and they're busy killing each other as well as killing people all around the world, and threatening not just Israel and its allies and your allies in the Middle East, but civilization as we know it. This is a dangerous, evil regime. It's a terror regime, and it should never, ever be allowed to even get near to a nuclear bomb.
Dan Gillerman, thank you, from Tel Aviv today.